Hey traders, happy Tuesday. This is Matt Stevenson with Paragon Funded Trader. Today's prop trading firm case study is focused on the industry giant FTMO. The primary question I want to examine today is one that keeps many of you up at night. Why do traders pass FTMO challenges but still fail to receive payouts? I'm going to go over several things I've found that are concerning, as well as some psychological factors that are not FTMO's doing. We have a whole section dedicated to FTMO's hidden rules, and after that we'll talk about the mindset gaps that can cause even the best traders to self-destruct. First, let's talk some numbers. Only 5 to 10% of traders who pay for an assessment ever pass. Of that small group, only 1/5 ever receive a single payout. And here's the final shot. The best estimate we have for traders who actually turn this into a sustainable long-term career is a staggering 0.2%. In 2025, the retail prop trading sector generated an estimated $12 billion in revenue. 12 billion. Yet only 3 to 4% of that was actually paid out to traders. I've done the math. After payouts, about $11.5 billion remained on the prop firm's balance sheets. Knowing that should make payout denials frustrating enough, but I want to add some context to that frustration. It is the gut punch traders feel when they suddenly face arbitrary denials or account closures after they've put in the work. With FTMO, the gap between passing and getting paid stems from two categories: structural traps and mindset gaps. Let's dissect both, and then I'll show you how Paragon's model is designed to close them. First of all, the hidden rules, the structural traps. The first one, equity-based versus balance-based drawdown. FTMO uses an equity-based drawdown. I hate these. This means floating losses count against you in real time. You can be terminated while in a winning trade if a temporary dip touches that threshold. This is fundamentally different from the balance-based drawdown we use at Paragon, where only closed P&L matters. The unofficial consistency scrutiny. FTMO doesn't publish a formal consistency rule, but they use unofficial expectations to trigger compliance reviews. Patterns that attract the red flag include making your entire target in 1 to 2 trades, dramatically different lot sizes, extremely short holding periods, so say like under 30 seconds. Number 3, news trading, the bait and switch. Take a look at this breakdown on your screen. Notice how the green light you had during the challenge suddenly turns red the moment you're funded. So the rule, news trading, you're fine during the challenge phase, but the funded phase, you can't do it. There's a 2-minute window around the event. Weekend holding, the challenge phase you can, funded phase you can't, except in swing trading. Gap trading, prohibited in both phases, so that's consistent. So if your edge was trading the news though, to pass the challenge, FTMO effectively removes that edge the moment you go live. The fourth one, the ghost rule, retroactive enforcement. I hate these. In late 2025, a maximally allocated trader with FTMO had his payouts refused based on an internal 1% rule. This rule was sent via a random email, but was never in the official terms and conditions. This is a classic industry pattern lately, firms retroactively auditing profitable accounts to find technicalities that were never enforced while the trader was losing. Now let's go over the mindset gap that I talked about, why traders break. First, the profit target paradox. During a challenge, you have a clear target, right? It's usually 8 to 10%. It gives you an anchor. Once funded, that target vanishes. The brain, conditioned to pursue a goal, suddenly has nothing to aim at. Most traders replace that target with reckless aggression or paralyzing fear. The identity shift, hunter versus protector. The challenge rewards a hunter mentality, aggressive and offensive. But being funded requires a protective mentality, focused on capital preservation. Most traders fail because they try to keep hunting with the same aggression that got them the account, right? But once you have the account, the game changes. You aren't just a hunter anymore. You're an asset manager. The asymmetric risk. In a challenge, your only risk is your assessment fee you paid, right? In a funded account, a losing streak sends you all the way back to stage 1. This fear of success is real. The closer you get to a payout, the more irrationally afraid you can become of losing the status you've worked so hard for. All right, so how can Paragon help? Well, the gap between passing and getting paid is almost entirely addressable through education and psychological support. No other firm is systematically coaching traders through the funded account transition. At Paragon, we've built specific coaching modules to fix this. Pre-challenge, where we focus on rule mastery and drawdown math. Mid-challenge, so live one-on-one coaching sessions to ensure you stick to the plan and avoid style drift. And post-funding, and that's what I call the stay funded tier. Identity transition coaching. We give you drawdown protocols so you don't have to improvise under pressure. The bottom line is the industry narrative is 5% pass and they rarely get paid, right? The Paragon counter narrative is we coach you to pass, we coach you through the psychological shift of being funded, and we keep you funded long enough to take consistent payouts. We are financially incentivized to keep you funded because our coaching revenue depends on your retention. So if and we bill monthly. So if you don't like what you're getting, we lose you as a trader. We like it that way. We like to be forced to prove ourselves, to prove our worth. We are not incentivized based on a challenge fee churn like so many other firms. So before you dismiss the cost of coaching, remember that $11.5 billion sitting in other firms' coffers. If you're serious about this career, give yourself the highest probability of success. Take advantage of the Paragon assessment and coaching bundle.